Sports Hour, your best when it comes to Nigerian Professional Premier League and top-class international sporting news.
A very good afternoon to our sports fans in Port Harcourt and everywhere you're watching us on every platform, on GoTV, on DSTV. Welcome to the show. Happy 2021, and of course, what a way of starting Nigerian football. Npfl live and direct on your mobile platform. We're discussing the fixtures, the results, and a rare journalist was written about the Nigerian Football League. He's right here with us in the house. Happy New Year, China Ikoyeman. Actually, you're welcome to the show. Fantastic. Good afternoon.
Good afternoon, Sophie. Pleasure is mine.
Yeah. Well, let's start with we can't start without talking about Rivers United, your former club. Let's look at some of the results and some of the stories coming up from the Nigerian Football League, and then we'll throw up the questions. Let's start with the fixtures for tomorrow. Today, yes, because the match on Sunday was put forward today because of the CAF Confederations Cup. Rivers United will play today. China Cherry, you were the former media officer, you were very much involved in the team before going to go round. And what's your thoughts on Rivers United?
I think they'll be a decent team this season. I was with the Dolphins.
Sorry. I see them as...
I understand. Yeah. I see them as a decent side. I like the way they bought players, they signed players in the transfer window. They did it in style. Now, you find a 9-man from Rangers, from Eyimba, Theophilus and fellow guy from Eyimba, Gordon Aguda, who used to be with Rangers. You know, they picked the players they wanted. Right, and it has shown so far in the CAF Confederation Cup. I would say we are lucky against Futuro FC, Equatorial Guinea. But when they went to South Africa and beat Bloemfontein Celtic 2-0 in style, it shows that something good can come out of that team. I saw the game against Rangers on TV, and it was not a bad performance. I also saw Abia Warriors play against Eyimba. I watched the game in Aba, and Abia Warriors is a good side with Imama and Mapakabo. So today's game will be great. I like Rivers United team. I hope they can sustain it because it's a 38-match season. I hope they can sustain it.
All right, guys, we'll throw the lines open very shortly, but let's look at the fixtures. Abia Warriors will take on Rivers United today, and then there's Warri Wolves tomorrow against Adamawa United. Les Mobi Stars against MFM, the Sunshine Stars against FC Ifeanyiba, Dakada and Jigawa Golden Stars, Rangers against Aqua United, Kano Pillars will take on Katsina, Heartland against Nasarawa, and then on Wednesday, Square United against Imba. Big match on Wednesday. Abia Warriors, it's like Imama playing against his own. It's an old side, you know.
Yes, he used to be at Sharks, both as player and coach. Used to be at Sharks, both as player and coach, and he's a Port boy through and through. He's from River State, so he knows Rivers United. And again, having lost the first game, he told me that day that he's still trying to do something with his team, and he hopes that with time they can play in the way he wants. But this is not a derby, but I'll call it a rivalry. When you consider the factors, River State, Abia State, Imama, Mapakabo, Rivers United, I'll call it a rivalry. So it's a game that we should all watch.
Game we should all watch. Okay, now let's focus on China. You wrote a book. Can I have that book? But for our viewers, you can actually also see the book on the TV screen, 1,000 Times on the Same Road, by China Show, captivating, enjoyable, easy to follow. You can actually get this book also on Market Square, Master Space. Colin also talked about this book also. Tell us about this book. Why did you decide to write about Nigerian Football League? You've done so many things on Nigerian Football League. I remember the one we talked about, the stadium. There's one you talked about the stadium.
I've been watching games and I've been documenting my games, right? If you remember in 2018, August 15, I had a celebration at Omok where I was watching my 1,000th game in the stadium. And while I was doing that, I was asked, now you've done 1,000 games, would that be a new milestone? Would you want to do 1,500? Would you want to do 2,000 games? I said, no, I don't think I travel that much anyway. But I'm thinking that if you've been to the stadium 1,000 times, you have 1,000 stories to tell. So I'm trying to document my stories, my trips around, not just Nigeria, Africa, the world. I said I would document my story, and that's why I called it 1,000 times on the same road.
I'm just doing a random reading here, China. If you look at page 33 here, let me just read out something here. It says, suddenly a penalty was awarded to Sharks. This was former club. And there was a wild jubilation all over after the usual 3 minutes of protest against the referee decision. Sunday Rotimi saved the penalty kick. A gang of area boys went into the media tribune to watch over. So what happened here? Tell us. What happened here?
That was in 2010. That was in 2010. The normal Port Harcourt derby between Sharks and Dolphins. When they had come to Liberation Stadium, it ended 1-1. And the Dolphins players are really not happy because that was a time that people thought these games were arranged. The home team should win.
They settled the scores, kind of.
That was the time, but Dolphins were 1 goal up in the first half, and Sharks equalized through a penalty.
Yeah.
And Dolphins players thought, Dolphins team thought they should have won that game. So in the second leg at the Sharks Stadium, Sharks needed to win that game to avoid relegation. And Dolphins went there, played their best football. Sharks had 2 penalties in the second half. Rotimi saved both penalty kicks, and the game ended goalless. But lucky for Sharks, they still escaped relegation because Dolphins went to Bauchi and drew against Wiki, and that relegated Wiki, and Sharks survived.
Another very fascinating one here. Chapter 10 talks about brown envelope. Guys, this is rare. For journalists, for media, I mean, it affects all the journalists. In 2001, I was a reporter with South Express. Mazin Joko, I think I know this fellow. He's now late.
He's now late, yeah.
Sent me on an interview to Adoke Ametimaka Stadium. Okay, to Adoke Ametimaka, a former Green Eagles winger. I watched him roll out instructions on the assignment and I was scoffed mentally. What was the problem here? Because so many people here, Monique and Finidi George, what brown envelope here? What do you mean by brown envelope here?
We know what brown envelope is.
I know what brown envelope is.
No journalists in Nigeria have collected brown envelope before.
Yeah,
not
true.
sold.
Yeah.
So you see, the good thing is a bad thing. Why do we do it? So okay. I have collected before. Yeah. So I have to talk about it.
Okay. I'll look about Akwaba here because it looks like Ghanaian here.
Yes.
Your Ghanaian experience.
In 2005, remember they went to Ghana in 2005.
Yep.
On our way back, there was a big fight at the airport.
Yeah.
I don't know if you were in that.
I was not at the airport.
Was it
in Ghana or Cote d'Ivoire?
It was Ghana.
Okay.
2005.
Yeah.
There was a big fight at the airport. We had
area boys.
Yes.
Wanted to hijack the plane.
Exactly. You remember?
We were on the air for about 2 hours. We couldn't land because something happened.
Yes. So that was the story of that encounter.
I remember that story. Okay, Game of Thrones. A Game of Thrones. Thrones, not Thrones. Thrones, yeah.
Thrones have to do with pain and suffering. You know how it was covering the Nigerian league between
it's still suffering now.
And 2007. But apart from that, now you talk about experience in Port Harcourt. You have to talk about the area boys issue. You getting threats when you say what they don't want you to say. You know,
control speech.
Exactly. So that's why I call it Game of Thrones.
You talked about Musa Abdullah. He is late, I think.
Yeah, he's late. Musa Abdullah is late.
Yeah. What happened to him here? Okay. We'll look a lot about this one. 2 Asians and a massage and sex marathon in Midra. We'll talk about this one later on. Stay with us, China Cheru, discussing about his new book, 1,000 Times on the Same Road, written by China Cheru. Fantastic. This is the first time I'm actually getting a hard copy of it. But before then, let's look at what Eguma has been talking about. Rivers United will take on Abia Warriors. Let's look at the caption we have coming out from there today. You've worked with him. He says, well, it's a league we build. It's a league. It's a league. We look for 3 points at every away encounter. We're looking out for 3 points, and that's another derby we expect to tough one, but we prepare for. You talked about this one like a derby, and Eguma also reinforcing that Abia Rivers derby anytime they face each other.
We are so close. We're so close. So you could call it a derby game. Now, Eguma said it's a league, and we look for 3 points. Every time we go away. I don't think every time we go away, we look for 3 points. I can go for 3 points. And Iguma will be thinking, I can go for 3 points because Abia Warriors are not playing at the normal home at Umuahia. The stadium was not allowed to post the league. Then again, there's an issue with the fans. You can't get enough fans in because of COVID. It's going to be almost like a neutral ground for them. So Iguma would think, if I go with my team, if we put our best foot forward, we can get a draw, we can maybe get a win. So it's right to say we are going for a win in this one.
All right, right to say we're going for a win in this one. Let's look at yesterday's match in the Premier League. Manchester United now level on points on Liverpool. China, a big fan of Liverpool. And let's look at the review of that match. Okay, this is what the table looks like. But let's look at the match. Antonio Martial and Fernandes scoring for the Red Devils. And then when we come back, we'll look at the captions, the Man United, the Premier League, and of course we'll continue with the China Cherries book on 1,000 times on the same road by China Cherry. Go to the